Hi, good morning. This is Rappler Recap. I am Dwight De Leon. This morning, we'll give you a rundown of what transpired yesterday in the Commission on Elections. Three Comelec officials formally stepping down. They have to retire as they already maxed out their years in service. These are Chairman Sheriff Abbas, Commissioner Antonio Co Jr., and Commissioner Rowena Guanzon. So there was a retirement ceremony kahapon, but for some reason it was quite a break from the public rift that hounded the poll body in the past week. As you see, si Commissioner Rowena Guanzon has been on a media tour since last week, accusing her fellow colleagues sa First Division, si Commissioner Amy Ferrolino, of deliberately delaying the release of the ruling on the disqualification case against Ferdinand Marcos Jr. until after Guanzon's retirement yesterday so that her vote will be invalidated. So, ito namang si Ferrolino, for context, she denied this. She said there was no undue rush and that she needs more time to rule or write a ruling on the case because ito pong si Ferrolino, siya ang ponente o ang designated writer of the ruling on the disqualification case against Marcos Jr. So heading into yesterday's retirement ceremony, kaming mga reporters, we were sort of anticipating kung magkakaroon ba ng drama sa in-person gathering na ito sa Sofitel, sa Pasay, sapagkat all seven NBank members were in attendance. Ibig sabihin, maliban dun sa tatlong commissioners na nag-retire, nandun din sina Commissioner Socorro Inting, Commissioner Marlon Casquejo, Commissioner Ray Bulay, at ito nga si Commissioner Amy Ferrolino. So hours before the retirement ceremony, hindi pa rin kaming sure na reporters kung magkakaroon ba ng live stream of the event. Although parang a day before, Commissioner Rowena Guanzon promised na itong internal gathering or internal event for the retirees will be streamed on Facebook. Kaso mga hours before the event then, on Wednesday morning, on Wednesday kahapon, the Comelec's Education Department, headed by Comelec spokesman James Jimenez, said na walang magiging live stream of the event. So kaming reporters parang, paano yan? Kasi hindi namin alam kung magkakaroon ba ng tension sa pagitan ng dalawang nag-aaway na commissioners pagdating ng retirement ceremony. Fortunately, may pa-surprise Facebook Live sa page ni Commissioner Rowena Guanzon. So we were able to see at least the formal part of the ceremony, which was an end bank session, the last one, which was presided over by retiring chairman Sheriff Abbas. So as I have said, the retirement ceremony was quite a break from the public rift. There was less drama and less fuss as expected. So for one, si Commissioner Amy Ferrolino thanked all the retiring commissioners, including Commissioner Guanzon, in her speech. Kasi lahat ng commissioners na hindi mag-retire, nagbigay sila ng speech to their retiring commissioners. So tumayo tong si Commissioner Amy Ferrolino and she said, let me check. Ayan. Sabi niya, I know even if they are retired, they are just one phone call away. Right, Chair? Right, Chair Abbas, Comco, Combing. So it was a direct reference to Commissioner Guanzon. Ilang araw na rin yung nakapalitan ng anghang na komento. Although Ferrolino refused to speak sa media, her internal letters were leaked to the press. So we were able to see a glimpse of how she reacted to the issue. So yun nga sa letters niya kay Commissioner Guanzon at Chairman Abbas, she was denying that there was that there was a delay in the promulgation of the ruling on the Marcos case. So Guanzon also said na inkomunikado daw si Commissioner Amy na hindi daw nagpaparamdam in the last few days before her retirement kasi pinopersuade siya ni Commissioner Guanzon bilang presiding commissioner na i-release na niya yung ruling para nga mabilang yung kanyang boto bago siya magretiro. So medyo siguro interesting lang na ang quote ni Commissioner Amy sa kanyang speech ay alam namin isang tawag ka lang, Kombeng. Pero ayun nga, alam natin na si Commissioner Guanzon naman, ang apela niya sa kanya ay hindi kita makontak. So, parang ganun yung naging dynamic sa speech. Pero sabi rin ni Commissioner Feralino, chine-cherish niya yung friendship na nabuo niya with the commissioners, including Com Guanzon. So, yun yung laman ng kanyang speech. However, siguro kung may slightly interesting lang dito, kahit wala masyadong drama, yung Facebook Live kasi ang nag-organize ay staff ni Commissioner Guanzon. So, bawat commissioner na nagsasalita, nakatutok yung camera sa commissioner. For example, nagsimula si Commissioner Inting, tapos sumunod si Commissioner Ko, then si Commissioner Bulay, nagsasalita sila. Nung kay Commissioner Feralino na, hindi na sa kanya nakatutok yung cam. So, it was siguro interesting lang to note. Although, nung si Commissioner Guanzon na yung nagsalita, there was also no mention of Commissioner Feralino, pero there was also no parang apparent jab or apparent swipe at the commissioner who was at the receiving end of her public tongue lashing in media interviews in the past few days. So si Commissioner Guanzon, she instead focused on her accomplishments. For example, parang nagkaroon daw ng mas maraming budget expenditure for the Gender and Development Office ng Comelec, because as you know, si Commissioner Guanzon is a women's rights advocate. So isa yan sa mga talagang pinupush yan, as well yung improving overseas voting. So yun ang ilan sa kanyang mga ipinagmalaki during her retirement speech, and she said na she believes that her parents will be proud of her for the work she's done in the Comelec. So, maliban sa kanila, of course, yun yung inabangan natin na dahil silang dalawa yung nasa spotlight sa Comelec sila, in the past week. Sila yung parang dirty laundry na na-air sa public in the past week. Pero syempre, hindi lang naman sila yung nagretiro. Nandiyan din, of course, si Comelec Chairman Sheriff Abbas, who was really played a low-key role. Hindi siya masyadong visible in the media since he assumed the position of Comelec chairman, pero he's also known naman to be a silent worker na parang is just behind the scenes, getting the job done. So, prior to the retirement ceremony kahapon, actually si Commissioner Guanzon, meron pa siyang siguro slight na patama sa Comelec leadership kay Abbas. In some media interviews on Tuesday, sabi niya there was a leadership problem in Comelec, ganyan. Dahil siguro dahil in reference na rin kay sa dispute ni Commissioner Guanzon and Commissioner Feralino, and Guanzon was hoping that Abbas would play a more active role. So siguro yun yung context nung statement ni Commissioner Guanzon on Tuesday na parang there's a leadership problem here. Although nung nagsalita na si Commissioner Guanzon kasama rin sa kanyang speech, she praised Commissioner Abbas, Chairman Abbas, and said, I wish to thank you for your ample leadership, I'm reading it here, and management of the commission, because running an elections is certainly the hardest task of a civil servant. So anyway, moving on, ito namang si Chairman Abbas in his retirement speech, focused din sa kanyang accomplishments in the poll body. So just for context, Chairman Abbas is the youngest elections chief in history, and also the first Muslim Comelec chairperson. So he really broke a lot of firsts in the Commission on Elections. So sa kanyang speech, pinagmalaki niya yung successful conduct of the Bangsamoro plebiscite, which ultimately led to the creation of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. He also touted the success of the Palawan plebiscite last year despite the COVID-19 pandemic. So if it is a major electoral exercise, the first to be conducted in against the backdrop of an ongoing health crisis. So, maliban pa ron, nag-retire din kahapon si Commissioner Antonio Co. Jr., who also thanked his employees for the time he served in the Comelec. I'm quoting him here. He said, coming from private law practice and the Department of Justice as undersecretary, diving into the ins and outs of the Philippine elections was no easy feat. So I am grateful that I worked with so many people with whom I can learn and trust. So ang background naman ni Antonio Co, siya po ay a dating Justice Undersecretary, a frat brother of Duterte, is now applying for a seat in the Supreme Court. We will have to see if he will get appointed there as an associate justice. So with the retirement of Guanzon and Abbas, in a way, wala nang appointee ni late former President Benigno Aquino III sa Comelec and Bank. Kasi itong si Commissioner Guanzon, inappoint siya ni dating Pangulong Aquino in 2015, same with with Chairman Abbas, although nung nagsimula siya sa Comelec, siya muna ay naging commissioner bago siya inappoint ni Pangulong Duterte in 2017 as chairman. So yung appointment papers ni Chairman Abbas bago siya magretiro ay galing kay Duterte. So ngayon, ito po ang scenario. Meron na lang natitirang 4 na miyembro ng Comelec and Bank. All of them appointed by President Rodrigo Duterte, 3 of them coming from Davao, 1 of them Duterte's frat brother. So, in a way, itong si Pangulong Duterte, he has the power to appoint or to nominate 3 more people to the Comelec. So, 3 tao na pinili niya mismo. Pwede niyang i-handpick. So, this is a scenario, however, similar to 2016. So, for context lang, noong 2016 elections, we entered or we conducted an election with all members of the 7-member Comelec and Bank appointed by Aquino. So ngayon naman, ang mangyayari, itong Comelec and Bank natin, pagdating ng May, kung pupunan nga ni Pangulong Duterte yung natitirang 3 pwesto, lahat ito ay magiging appointees ni Pangulong Duterte. So, ang ating acting chairperson sa ngayon, habang wala pang bagong Comelec chairman, ay si Commissioner or Socorro Inting. So now, new acting chairperson, Socorro Inting. So Socorro Inting has had 20 years of experience in the judiciary. So she definitely has something to bring to the table. She heads the Comelec's Gender and Development Office. Pero siguro side note lang din na si Commissioner Socorro Inting, or new acting chairperson Socorro Inting, prior to her her appointment as the new acting chairperson, was member of the 2nd Division, actually presiding commissioner of the 2nd Division, which voted to junk the petition to cancel Marcos certificate of candidacy back in January. So siguro added context lang yun kasi after the retirements, hindi pa rin nare-resolve itong important cases against Marcos. Itong petisyon na binasa ng 2nd Division is still being a subject to a motion for reconsideration sa NBank level. So they will have to decide this. And the pending release of the rulings will cast a long shadow on the Comelec's preparations, especially at a time when the poll body needs all hands on deck. Kasi yun nga, it's difficult to run an elections. And Commissioner Socorro Inting, for the time being, will need to have that energy to inspire a bureaucracy, because there are thousands of Comelec employees and it has to be a well-oiled machine in order to run the elections, or in order to prepare for the elections. So those are the latest in the Commission on Elections. We'll give you more updates as they come. So I am Dwight De Leon, and this has been Rappler Recap.